Ian, it's a break from league action with the cup tie against Auchinleck this weekend. Lots to take from last weekend against Queen's Park.
Yeah, obviously a bizarre afternoon. Really tough one on the scoreline for us, because we felt we put a lot of effort into the game. We worked incredibly hard. We actually showed a lot of good quality at times as well. Obviously, we have to appreciate the negative side of it. We lost the game, of course, at home, and we lose 5 goals. So we chat about that this week. Nothing more than that, because I didn't think it was needed. Players have responded as they always do, really well in training. They're looking, fit, sharp, mentally over last weekend and ready for this really hard cup tie.
Yeah, and in that game last weekend, a good run out for Louis Vaughan. Jamie Gullen got back on the pitch, and it was good to see them getting shots on target without hitting the net. Gives you a lot of positivity to take in to this weekend.
Yeah, it does. Obviously putting Jamie on quite early in the second half, because we're chasing the game. Lewis getting a full 90 minutes under his belt for the first time for goodness knows how long. So that's real positive. We created loads of opportunities. We should be scoring some of them. Other bits of it were really good defending, because you look at even Lewis's shot in the last couple of seconds of the game, there's a player on the line heading the ball away. It's probably going in the top corner. But so fair play to Queen's Park on their defensive side of the game, and also the way they hit us on the counter-attack, because it was some really good counter-attack football they played against us. But we have to put that away now, put it to the back of the queue, and focus on the next game, which will be incredibly hard on Saturday here against Auchinleck.
Yeah, and at the other end of the pitch, Ryan Nolan returned to action. It gives you good options all over the pitch for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we always, when we're building a squad, it's, a lot of people have different opinions and look for different things. I always think it's really important to have at least a couple of players that are adaptable to a formation or a change of position, and we've got that. Liam Dick is showing that in recent weeks. Jamie Gullen is showing that as well. He can play out on the left, he can play out on the right, so we have got options. There's no question about that. We've got decent depth in the squad and really good quality at times, so I'm quite happy with where we are. We're probably at our most healthiest that we have been since the start of the season, so we're now fully focused on Auchinleck.
Yeah, exactly. And against a team from the west of Scotland, it's a team we've never played before, but you were saying upstairs to the other press that in your experience, games against teams from Ayrshire at their level they're never easy, they're never straightforward. You always expect a big challenge. Absolutely,
it's going to be a really hard game. They've got a fantastic history of the Scottish Cup, and also upsets within that. We'll give them the full respect that they've earned and they deserve, and I'm sure they'll replicate that back to us. If we treat them lightly and we think we can swan about because we're in the Championship, then we're going to get a rude awakening come Saturday afternoon. And in football, unfortunately, you don't have a lot of time or a lot of opportunities to recover from these things. So we go into it as we would and approach it as we would any other game in the Championship, and our full focus is on how well we can play. We know they have dangers. We know that they'll come here. They'll be very well organised, because you don't do what they've done over the years without having a really good manager and knows what he's doing in terms of organisation. So we have to respect that as well. We'll be heavy favourites to win the game. I think that's pretty fair in saying, but it means nothing.
Exactly, yeah. And we always ask you in general terms about injuries, but specifically Ross Matthews, the club captain, has been notable in not being involved recently. What's the latest on the club captain?
Yeah, really frustrating time for Ross, and the supporters, not seeing enough of Ross, but more so for the player. Ross's previous injury flared up. I think it was late on Thursday against before the Dundee game. A really hard time for us, because it affects players. There's no question about that. Not just the physical side of it, because when something keeps coming back, it's not a good sign and it's not ideal. So we spoke to Ross at good length about what our next step was. We've tried to get him the right help. So it's basically a reoccurrence of a previous injury that's came. We thought we'd maybe got to the root of it and managed to get him through it, but it's not been the case. So now we're in the process of finding out exactly what it is, because sometimes injuries take a while to diagnose. You think it's one thing, and then you see a specialist or you get opened up and there's something else completely going on in there. So when we get to the root of that, we get Ross back into rehab as quick as we can. We get him back playing football, because he's a really good player. He's a big member of our squad. So overriding at the moment is very disappointing for Ross. We can't wait to get him back. I'm sure he will be coming back this season. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to keep him out for a lengthy period of time, but there's no way of dressing up. It's not ideal for us all.
And the last injury-related question. Last weekend, Ethan Ross came in at the expense of Dylan Easton, who had a slight issue with his back. I understand Dylan's made good progress with that.
Yeah, he has. With a back injury, they're notoriously hard to get rid of and then get back without any pain. But Dylan, knowing Dylan, he's a very quick healer. I expected last week when I spoke to Dylan that he'd say he was okay, because he always says he's okay, but he said he wasn't, and that made up everybody's mind. It's really, really not like him, so it was a sore one for him. But he's trained well this week. He's got treatment over the weekend, so he's back in the squad. We've got a really good bill of health. I was about to say clean bill of health, but we've not had that for some time. Hopefully we'll welcome Thomas Lang back as well into the squad, because he's trained all week and he's really got determination to be involved. But we need to just make sure tomorrow how he is. Hammer came back in last week, was absolutely fine. Ethan Ross as well.
Good. Well, thanks for all that news, Ian. Thorough as ever and comprehensive. Thanks for that. Good luck.
Thank you.